All right, I've been seeing this gun a lot. People have done reviews on it, whatever. Every time I see it, I'm like, man, I bet that gun shoots well. I got a buddy named Mahari who you've seen on several videos at this point, and he's a real big Canik guy. And I've held it in my hands, but I've never shot this gun. So this is the Canik TTI Combat, and Terran Tactical Innovations is what the TTI stands for. Terran Butler designed the Glock that John Wick is using, I believe, in John Wick 2, 3, 4, whatever. So I figured I'd talk about it and give my thoughts, but we're gonna do this a little bit differently, and it's new, so I still need my notes. When I say, like, let's say you don't shoot, you know nothing about guns, and you see this video or anybody else's video, and I say, or they say, you know, this gun's snappy, or this gun has a positive reset, or whatever jargon we're using, you don't really understand what we're talking about. So I have a list, and I'm gonna kind of gauge the review off that list so you can have a better understanding of what we're doing. And then Caden is going to put stuff on screen that's going to kind of help give you a visual understanding of what I'm talking about. So it makes more sense, and I'm not just like, oh yeah, you know, the TTI it shoots great, you should go out and buy it. And then you shoot it and you're like, I had no idea what to expect. So let's go, let's do it. First of all, let me get some shots off. I always get some shots off just to feel it. Whenever I pick up a new gun, I'll dry fire. I just crash through that trigger. This trigger is really light. I think that's maybe 2.5 pounds or so. That would take some getting used to. It has a dot on it, so there's that. So I'm just gonna shoot a few shots to get a feel for the gun, so I kind of know what I'm dealing with. Okay, so first off, it's a soft shooting gun. Soft, I'll get to that later. Let me get my thoughts out. There's a lot to talk about. So it's a soft shooting gun and it feels good in my hands. What you have here is a compensator on the front. What the compensator is designed to do is as the bomb explodes and the bullet travels through the barrel, some of that gas escapes through the top of this compensator, helping to keep the gun flat, because that pressure of it coming up out of here pushes the gun back down. I like that. I have a compensator on my Glock 19X right here because I'm a big fan of comps. I just am. Take me to Judge Judy. The grip texture feels pretty good. The trigger feels good. This actually feels pretty decent in my hands. I feel like I can get a good purchase on the gun. Canik is coming up. A few years ago, you know, you'd mention Canik to people and they'd be like, what's that? And now a lot of people are getting more and more involved with Canik. Canik offers a lot, but I'm kind of already feeling like, so this is priced at, I think, 900 or something like that. I'm kind of feeling like this is already the way to go if you're gonna go Canik. If you're gonna go Canik, you have the TP9 SF and some other ones, and I believe, you know, you could get in the Canik game for about 400 bucks or so. But every other gun out there, you know, if you're looking at Glock, you're looking at, you know, around 620. If you're looking at SIG, you're probably touching at least 700. Shadow Systems, you're touching, you know, maybe 800 or so. You know, you definitely get what you pay for. And I have a buddy who his buddy ran this in a competition, shooting competition, USPSA, and he said he didn't have any problems with it. It was his favorite gun. So I'm kind of taking that into consideration too. This shoots, like, watch my body here. Watch my body and look at how little my body reacts when I shoot. You see that? Like, it's just my hands moving. I'm not even in an amazing stance. Like, I'll stand straight up, arch back. I'm not moving. And I'm not moving because there's hardly any recoil. That feels pretty good. Let me get some more ammo real quick. All right, so I'm gonna start to break down what we have here, because when you shoot a lot, it doesn't really take you that long to know that you like the gun or not. I could get a good idea of if this gun sucks or if it's great just by kind of playing with it, and I'll have a good idea. I won't really know about its reliability, but I can think to myself, yeah, I might enjoy shooting this gun, or I think this gun is garbage. So the first thing we have is feel, and we're gonna do it from uncomfortable, comfortable, and very comfortable. And very comfortable means like it's a custom feel. It almost feels like the gun was customized to fit your hands. I would say, I'm gonna put this in comfortable. This is in the comfortable category. It's comfortable for me to hold. I can shoot this all day. I know I can. I know I can sign up for a shooting class, and you know, if they're like, hey, the requirements are you need to bring 500 rounds, what gun do you want to bring? This one. You know, I know it's not going to wear me out. So that's where we're going to put the feel, and then we're going to do capacity. So we have mailbox capacity. People will talk about having a mailbox gun. They just throw a J-frame revolver with 5 rounds in their pocket, hopefully in a holster, and walk to the mailbox, you know, fend off coyotes or the postman or whatever, and then go back in the house. So that's a mailbox gun. Then you have the get off me. Get off me is, you know, roughly 8 to 12 rounds. It's not an exact science, but a get off me would be like your subcompact, right? You're holding 8 to 12 rounds. It's draw your gun, oh, get off me, and get to safety. You're not really looking to engage multiple threats and stuff like that. But the FBI says 70% of the time is 3 to 5 criminals who are trying to attack you, and the average amount of shots that it takes somebody to stop doing what they're doing is 5. Math, 5 times 3 people is 15, so you need a minimum of 15. So that's what we're gonna call for now. I don't have anything written down for it. The gunfight level, right? So this holds 18 rounds. So with this, you can give everybody a sample of hatred and get back to living your life. So that's good. I always recommend that somebody have a magazine with at least 15. If you have a gun that doesn't have 15, you have less, you need to carry a spare, but you need to carry a spare anyway. I've talked about that before. The controls, we're just going to do easy, medium, hard. And when I'm talking about controls, I'm talking about the slide stop right here. How easy is that for me to try to do this? All right, it's ambidextrous. So how easy is that for me to adjust? Push up the slide stop, pull the slide back, lock it open so I can check and see the condition of the gun, know that it's clear and empty, even though it's now loaded. Every gun is a loaded gun, even though we know it's empty. You know, how easy is it for me to reach the trigger? I got long fingers. I don't have big hands, but I have long fingers. It's very easy. The magazine release button, it's not ambidextrous. I don't really care that it's not. If I'm shooting left-handed, I just use my middle finger and press in. But the magazine release is really nice, and it's very positive. And what I mean by that is it just spits it out. I don't have to pull it out. It spits it out on its own. So I would give the controls an easy. It's easy to control and manipulate. And then we have the trigger. So is it gritty or smooth, or is it heavy or light? So this is a very light trigger. If you get this gun, you need to spend time on this trigger for sure. 2.5 pounds, I'll get to that in a second. But if you're using this gun and you're prepping the trigger, you don't want to shoot before you're ready. So the trigger is very light, and it's not gritty, it's very smooth. Take up the slack right there. I'm at the wall, and then I press through the wall. I like how it has the trigger safety in the middle, so if I press the sides of the trigger doesn't move. So something would have to get in the trigger guard, press the trigger safety flush, and then continue to press the trigger with 2.5 pounds of pressure. Highly unlikely, especially if it's in a holster or something like that. So it's a smooth, light trigger. We always want smooth triggers. Light is going to be dependent on you and what you want the gun for, so I'll leave that up to you. And then the recoil is soft. You have soft, which is like a full-size staccato with the compensator on it. That's probably one of the softest shooting guns that you're going to experience shooting 9mm. Another thing that's soft is a 22, like a little tiny 22 long rifle. It's like a high-powered BB gun. You know, those are soft. Medium is like a Glock 45, which shoots 9mm, shorter barrel. Essentially my 19X without the comp. We'll say that's a medium recoil. And hard recoil will be like a bone stock original 3.1-inch barrel SIG P365. It's gonna snap. It's a lot more concussive force. You're like, oh, I'm ready to go home. That's, you know, a hard recoil. And this is very soft. So what I would categorize this is, you know, I would have this be one of two. I would either have this be the bedside queen, gun, or I would have it be a competition gun. I'm not interested in carrying this because the trigger is so light. For anything self-defense when your heart falls through the floor, I want it to be at least 4 pounds of a trigger press, just for me personally, but I think there's a lot of people, all the people who know exactly what they're doing, those people, they would agree with me on that. And I'm just kidding, dang, I already know somebody's gonna be in the comments. Well, actually, but I think this will be really good to have as your bedside gun. And I mean, I think if you did a competition with this, you're gonna cook. You're gonna cook as long as you know what you're doing and you put the reps in, of course. This is gonna be a very easy gun for you to shoot. Newer shooters, especially women, I like how you have this cut back here. So the distance from the back to the trigger isn't super long. So women, as long as they don't have really tiny hands, will enjoy shooting this more so than the small, cute little Glock 43X that's pink. No, give them this. They'll be able to shoot 9mm, and I mean, they'll be able to shoot it with ease. I think this is a great gun for people. The slide moves very, very smoothly, very softly. I think this is a great gun for people who just, might have arthritis and might have issues racking the slide or, manipulating the gun. This is a very easy to use gun. I like it. And I think if you're going to go Canik and you have the budget, just go big. Canik gives you a lot when you're purchasing it, as far as features, extra mags, holsters, and stuff like that. So yeah, just do that. And I don't have anything else to say. Man, this is easy to shoot. This is easy to shoot. I like it, man. Canik TTI, check it out. Like, comment, subscribe. I like this gun. Roll mine.